Hey Sag, how's it going? It's 10:49 a.m. Central Time, November 16th. I got some downloads already coming through and I jot them down. That way I am mindful of those messages. Okay, general energy. Okay, general message. Apply it as you see fit. Bits and pieces could resonate in full or not at all, but you're going to know that that's how it does resonate for you, or the individuals that you're linked in with, okay, or being impacted by. So what's coming through is recognition. Difficulties with recognition. Now this could be a Sagittarius themselves, or someone Sagittarius is encountering on a day-to-day basis or in some way. Okay, we have player and spiritually woke. Playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options, and spiritually woke. So it seems as if an individual is trying to use their insights and awareness to their advantage in controlling a person. They're playing games, player. So this could be a Sag or another. So like I said, okay, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, detaching from ego. Yeah. It's like a typical, like, I would like to control him or her. Whether I feel like this coming from a Sag, I would like to control him or her, like, you know, in its attention to me. So, you know, I'm going to say what I need to say, do what I need to do to get my way. This is the kind of energy. And then we have here receipts coming through. Evidence, guilty as charged and exposed. That's okay. So that mannerism, tactics is going to be exposed. Roller coaster, because the individual is like, I feel like they're very fixated on like the type of energy they want to present. However, it's like practice or rehearse. Like they rehearse heavy to be a certain way. It's kind of like they have a mask on, right? You have to fulfill that role with a specific mask, and it's like that. Someone's playing a role, they're a character. Okay, full of highs and lows, off and on again, hot and cold. Okay, what other? Someone could also actually be saying that of another, like, for example, a person could be seeing a Sagittarius as a competition, or vice versa, Sagittarius seeing them, right, as competition. They're like, oh, he or she's a character, like, I know they're kind, but it's kind of like your own self, like whatever you're seeing of them, your perception, your judgment call, it's yourself. Like, you know, it's like a con knows a con, you know, a player knows a player, you know, businessman, businesswoman knows a businessman, businesswoman, right? A lover knows a lover, okay? Even a lover could recognize a fighter. So individuals are fighters, lovers are just not with that, right? I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I do fight for what I love. This is that energy also, which leads me back to one of the downloads. Actually, it was like a personal experience recently, and I was advised that is the download to share. So while on the job, this individual, I was checking him out, right? Like, he was purchasing an item and I was checking him out. And the way I said his name, in his perception, it was sexualized. His own intake was sexualized than it ought to be. Okay, so that was his own intake. So the way I said his name, he was like, oh, you know, he was like, I like that. And I was like, I say everyone's name like that, you know. It's like I had to find his name in the system. So when I found his name in the system through his contact information, I was like, nice, I got it. And then so to him, it was more than what it was. Okay, and what was coming through was individuals are predator privately and hunters publicly, just naturally. That's an innate trait of theirs. So it's like to be watchful, to be mindful of your own self at that, because some individuals' their intake is distorted. So his intake was on a whole nother vibration, a whole nother world, right? Versus mine. It was simply, I was able to find his name, do his number, match it, because if I could put it in one number, multiple names could pop up. But it just so happened to play out as I found it right away. You know, so it was specific business for me. To him, his intake was more outside the box. It was sexualized, right? I don't even know that person. but I was getting vibes of this individual is not a person of my vibration, put it like that. Predator privately, hunter publicly. And that's very dangerous when individuals engage with individuals they don't know. So on another setting, other situations occur because individuals are not intaking reality as they need to. So there could be some recognition that needs to be looked at. Okay, self. Okay. Also, what was coming through was power of your attention. So there was music being played, is what's coming through. Music being played. However, the music was not of interest. It was not a chosen song. But what was chosen was thinking of a song that was chosen and placing attention there. So power of your attention. Okay, having control of the thoughts, or trying to find an outlet, a structure to help you identify and keep a focus. This is that energy of facts from fiction, reality. This is reality. Identification is strongly coming through because also someone could be advising someone other than they should because their own recognition is telling them as such. In their own recognition, they're correct, but that correctness is only within that recognition, right? It's a perception, very timely, sensitive. It's complex. I feel like it's complex for this individual because their intake is like a wide span. Okay, this could be your intake. It could be in a wide span. So it's like to pinpoint with accuracy, facts will be helpful. Okay, fact check is going to be helpful for this recognition and advising others or accepting advice from others. Even say that's your trouble there. Like you want to accept advice, but it's like to recognize who's friend, who's foe. Who's trustworthy or not. Also, in addition, okay, we have here repo coming through and knocked up. Okay. So there could be baby mama, baby daddy drama, and defaults on payments, financially incapable, repossessed assets. It's really with assets too, with ownership, because I also was coming through price and ownership as a download. Looking at the price, looking at the ownership, looking at the investment, who invested where. This is like that fine lines of that even. So there could have been a separation, or there's like the identifying of assets. This could be even with family and other family members. So this is like time sensitive. Okay, this was coming through, and then they're trying to, you and others could be trying to pinpoint what's yours and what's theirs. Okay, recalling. Okay, memories, missing someone and reminiscing. Okay, also what was coming through was Light Night, which is a game me and my children play. I have two boys. Me and my sons play a game called Night Light Hunting. And it's similar to Marco Polo, but we don't call out Marco and Polo. We call out Light and Night. Okay, and so that's a playful game we play, and we black out the house, and we have a blindfolder on whoever's the person, and whoever the person is has to say light, and the others running around hiding are saying night. Okay, so yeah, that's a fun game me and my boys play. And that could be something that could be occurring soon, or you could be entering into a family that has their own family games, family night, like family oriented. Okay, or this could be something you were wanting to adopt and also remember, when you're adopting any kind of structure always recognize the originator. Don't try to say an unknown person. Like that is plagiarizing. That is plagiarizing, and that is avoidant of recognition, and that's criminal. Okay, so keep that in mind. Someone needed to hear that. Also, love bombing. Someone doesn't understand where their part is in like a project and where others is. Someone's not recognized or wanting to recognize someone else. They don't want to credit them. Interesting. Okay, we have here love bombing, recalling, and laughter coming through. Lucky break, Bonnie and Clyde, today, brick wall, and chained, Bonnie and Clyde. So there's Sagittarius that's wanting to control a person, and I'm hearing in their domain, in their to assess them, like access them, excuse me. A Sagittarius wants to always have access to a person, Bonnie and Clyde, so they're trying to get involved or vice versa, but this is to feel the energy being worked of Sagittarius energy as wanting to access someone is coming out very difficult also. Have access to an individual, so they're getting involved in like some criminal activity. Good vibes present in the moment, good fortune, good things coming. So yeah, they're getting involved in some criminal activity for personal gains. Someone could have met someone in I'm hearing a tragic moment, so they could have been going through like some kind of family loss or struggle at some point when they met this individual. But it's like, okay, I met you then, I want to keep you. Okay, so someone trying to control another. Okay, brick wall, love bombing. Yeah, individual who is love bombing. They're playing player. Okay, they're playing someone. Laughing now, crying later, though, is coming through. Yeah. So someone's having a realization of like who's for me, who's against me. A Sagittarius specifically is having a realization. And I feel like another individual also pertaining to Sagittarius is realizing who is for me, who is against me. Okay, so this is with recognition also. Okay, what other for Sag? We have here the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. What of this family matter? What of this family matter? Assets, ownerships, or business ties, recognition of ownership. Yeah, I feel like it's an ongoing battle with the King of Swords and the Hangman. Ongoing battle of recognizing. So it's very simple though. It's very simple of giving the credit where the credit's owed. Okay, but however, someone is branding their marketing and they're wanting to boost their credit, their credentials, their recognition, their financials. So that's the confliction there, because it's like for example, a team goes in on a job, the team does the job, completes the job, but the main, like the manager for example, it gets the recognition. Well, the manager has specific roles, but everyone else has a specific role, and all of them in that role complete a function. But without the others, the manager couldn't even complete a function. They're just the one being recognized because they're manager, right? So this is that give credit where credit is owed. An individual is trying to play the role. Okay, laughing now, but they'll be crying later. It's all fun and games until the game is over. Okay, that's what's coming through specifically. High Priestess, Three of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Magician. This is the recalling of who's doing what, who's saying what, who's boosting what. Meaning who's boosting the sales, who's boosting business, and giving them full recognition. Ooh, we have these turn. The full, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the full energy. You want to come in a side position. Yeah. Okay, we have here the Strength and crossing the Strength. Queen of Wands, wanting to control a direction. And it's always good to have control of self, but this is like control to a personal gain or for a personal gain. Like ultimately we should all get a personal gain out of wherever we're investing. So yeah, that's good. But when one individual is being credited over the others or versus the others, then that's not proper. That is not good business. Okay, so that could be looked into. Defense mechanism, guarded and hard to reach. Love bombing. Okay, overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. Love bombing. Defense mechanism. Yeah, someone's like trying to treat others like gifts, foods, snacks, goodies. It's like to their benefit, to their gain. They're trying to butter someone up. Yeah, buttercup. Let me butter you up, buttercup. Okay. Yeah. Because they have other ideas, other plans is what's going on. A Sagittarius has other ideas, other plans. But I have to do this to do that. Okay. Let's see. Also feels like a Sagittarius has to like walk on eggshells in business because other individuals are like spying on them, being attentive. And it's like, well, I have to do this or do that to like gain someone's affection, their attention. It's like to keep someone's mood at ease. So it's like a people pleaser, trying to be a people pleaser also. So be mindful that you're not overplaying yourself or underplaying yourself for someone else's satisfaction. Okay, we have here balance, trust, attraction, wealth, and belief. Balance, you are finding balance in your work life, whether between work and personal time or between material and spiritual needs. Trust in your relationship that it is rock solid no matter what challenges arise. This trust provides a foundation for growth. Feel like that's in the team. You have to trust in your team and recognize them. Attraction, strong attraction binds you and another person together. This connection is both emotional and physical, drawing you closer. And I feel like that's a strong intent there, is to draw closer. I feel like when there's mutual agreements, that's always good, but I feel like there's other plays going on. Okay. Yeah, well, it is, there is like the world is as such, you know, there's always a challenge, there's competitiveness. So it's like this is an approach of an individual, or this could have to be the approach you should take. Something of that nature. So yeah, strong beliefs are guiding you, helping you to overcome challenges and stay true to your path. Your inner faith is your strength. Okay, that's that energy. Yeah. Trust. Player. Trying to gain the trust. I feel like also like a Sagittarius always sees someone as a player. Like to recognize someone, they're trying to recognize someone, read someone, meaning they're trying to read someone, and if they're, you know, a player or playette, Sagittarius is like deeming them that. Okay, and then they're like becoming, Sagittarius are embodying that player playette energy to win engagement. If they're like all church religious individual, Sagittarius is aiming, you know, they're scoping that out to recognize that, and they're aiming to embody that. So I'm getting get in where you fit in. So that could be like a customary. You have to get in where you fit in, or you feel like that's what's going on right now. You have to get in to fit in. People pleasing is the feel though. People pleasing. So be mindful of your recognition, your intake, right? Your judgment call even of others, of self. What is fair? Okay, credentials, recognition even of another's credentials, right? All right, that's what I have for you, Sag, coming through as of now. Thank you.